Good morning, guys. Hopefully you can hear me all right. I figured go live because I haven't in a second and it's easy with my iPhone. But just kind of chat, talk story a second about drones and what's going on. Autel kind of hinted that new drones are around the corner. So I am hoping an Evo 3 is very soon to be had. So that would be very cool. I'm gonna do my best to get one before others do. See if they can help me out with that so I can help get them some content. I think I can get them some really nice content here in Chicago and around the area. But regardless, I do think an Evo 3 Pro is gonna be a drone that's gonna happen. And that's interesting because I don't think we've heard a lot about Evo 3 specs, at least I haven't. Heard a lot about Inspire 3 and DJI Enterprise Mavic 3 and Mini 3s and a lot of DJI stuff. Really, with Autel, I've only talked about customer support stuff, but regardless, you got Nano, Nano Plus, Light Plus, which are, decent drones, but no big deal compared to an Evo 2 Pro or an Evo 2 Pro Enterprise or an Evo 3 Pro, for example. So Evo 3 Pro should really kick some ass and should be an interesting drone, and I'm sure going to be really amazing. So I won't really be too sad. I did fly my Enterprise last night just to kind of see and experiment a little bit with the strobe and the spotlight, and the accessories for that drone actually are very cool. Even if you just utilize the auxiliary light on top, just to not have to worry about using, a firehouse strobe or something. It's pretty cool. But I do think new technology is around the corner, and I'm not going to say where I heard that from, but anyway, we'll see what happens with that. So started shooting with homes.com. I didn't get my Mavic 3 from them. I'm not sure. I appreciate a couple people who gave me a shout out and got a couple good referrals from my subscribers. So I got a good contact with homes.com and now onboarded, and we'll probably do that just to supplement some income flying drones. It seems pretty simplistic for the most part, but we shall see how it works out. And yeah, I don't know. I mean, there really isn't too much going on. I mean, the Mini 3 seems to be the latest drone kind of thing as far as hype. The Inspire 3, I know, is supposedly on the horizon. I saw Greg do a little blip on one of his videos regarding that. Of course, it's going to have newer transmission. It's not going to have Lightbridge, which is 5,000 years old. It's going to have OcuSync 3.0 or whatever, maybe something else, maybe OcuSync 4, possibly. So to have that drone, and I know it's going to take the X8 or whatever the new camera is that uses on that RS4 Ronin. So it's going to have killer lenses, killer sensor, and killer transmission, and I'm sure it's going to be a beast of a drone that I probably can't afford, unfortunately. So I'm not sure if I'm going to keep my Inspire 2 because I don't utilize it that much, but it is an amazing drone and it's a cool drone. It flies really well, but it is so old technology wise. I may just sell it while I can. I'm sure people still utilize them. I mean, I still use it too. I just got it insured actually with State Farm yesterday for 10 grand, just because if I do have an incident, I don't want to have any issues. So, and I think just so you guys are aware, if you do insure your drone with State Farm, just FYI, you can do it under the personal articles policy if you're not shooting for business or for commercial or job kind of thing. But if you do shoot for a living and you're using a 107, I think they'll put it under a marine policy. So just so you're aware, and I think I got 12 grand in coverage. So my Enterprise for 4 grand, and then I put 8,000 on my Inspire 2 for a total of 12. And guess how much it is a month with a $100 deductible? 25 bucks. So for $25, you can insure 12 grand worth of drones. And if anything happens, guess what? You spend $100 and you get your entire amount back of the drone. And they're really quick to pay. So just saying, you have an incident with an Inspire 2 and you have it insured properly, guess what? You spend $100 and you get a check for 8 grand. You don't even need to have a check. They'll just wire it into your account. So State Farm definitely is a good option for insurance. Of course, if you can get Autel Care or DJI Refresh, I would suggest that as well, because it is extra peace of mind essentially. And you can also use Skywatch in case you need to use something with maybe a higher liability, like $2-3 million, or some client has a specific amount that you need. So just be aware, Skywatch is definitely a good app to have on your phone in case of an emergency, or you just want to make sure you have the coverage you need for flying in maybe a city environment or somewhere where it's a little bit more sketch, or over water, for example, anything like that. And you can get haul coverage as well with Skywatch. So anyway, little insurance tip, but the State Farm thing is pretty amazing that you can get 12 grand in coverage for 25 bucks a month. I mean, that's pretty awesome. And I don't think a lot of people know about that. Maybe it's a good thing, because maybe if there were too many claims happening with drone people, that they wouldn't even offer this, but it's their job and that's what they do. So they know people are going to crash. But again, don't use it and abuse it. Try to fly cautiously and safely and hopefully not use it, but it's there if you need it. But regardless of that, I don't know, there's not too much. My Evo 2 Pro Enterprise came back to me. It still continued to disconnect. I'm going to try to get an Android phone to test out and see. But regardless, even talking with Autel and them hinting new drones are around the corner, they basically asked me if in an ideal world, what do you want to have happen? And I told them to refund me. So that's an ideal world situation. I'd rather just have my money back and just kind of stop and I'll live with my Lite Plus for the moment, because it has a good enough sensor. I don't really use the 10-bit side of the Evo 2 Pro, honestly, anyway. So I shoot 6K, 24 frames per second, normal color the majority of time, and I think it gives me the results that I want and need. So with that being said, the Evo 2 Pro, there isn't really a reason I need it. I mean, the Enterprise, again, a little fancier drone. I'm not going to be utilizing the modules for the most part. I got a bunch of Firehouse strobes I can use for something on top, but it is definitely a slick drone and a beautiful drone, and not knocking it at all, but I just don't think it plays nicely with either the iOS device and the stock standard remote. So again, bundled specifically with the smart controller, and I believe for a reason. So everyone seems to not have any issues with the Enterprise 6K and the smart controller, but I've been having a lot of issues. I mean, it was weird yesterday when I test flew it. It actually disconnected on me, and then when it reconnected and was returning to home, it was almost at 700 feet. So that was kind of bizarre that it raised altitude that much and not safely and illegally. So that also is a safety issue and something that I don't want to deal with. And that's kind of it. So really not too much to report. It's a kind of overcast day, so I'm going to wait and hear back from Autel by Friday. That's what they told me they were going to do. So it's kind of interesting that they have 4 people in their support side. I'm really hoping they get more people, because obviously they're going to probably need it for the bazillion Autel drones that are out there. 4 people doesn't seem to quite cut it, but I wish them the best, and I hope they get their act together in regards to their customer service and support, because it's a great drone company and I really dig them. And I just, we just need support essentially for these drones, because stuff does happen. So that's it, guys. Have a great day. Aloha, and we'll check in. I'll probably do maybe an Inspire 2 video soon, just talking about how you know, relevant this drone is still in 2022, and maybe talk about some of the pros and cons of the drone and what maybe the Inspire 3 will change. But that will probably be in a few days, maybe over the weekend. But if you have any ideas for videos, let me know. Sometimes I run out of ideas. I definitely going to try to do a couple drone videos with my mom with dementia. It's kind of hard sometimes to keep a flow because dementia is very all over the place, and the more I'm engaging with the camera or something, that means I'm kind of taking away from her. So we'll see. I may try something and see what happens. It would be fun. She's a beautiful soul. So I think it's actually kind of interesting because they see this new technology and they just get a kick out of it essentially. They don't know what it is. It's this little helicopter kind of thing with the camera. You try to explain it. They say they may get it, but if they truly do with the dementia, you really don't know. But anyway, that's it, guys. Aloha. Have fun.